Hello again, it's me, Mr. Who, and if you're watching this video for my advisory, this means that your students have been part of my advisory, and this will be the third year they have me now. So they are now juniors. I am a bit more experienced now compared to where I was a couple years ago. If I've worked with your student before and we've worked together to try to help them, especially during the tough time we had last year in pandemic, then hopefully we will continue to have a good working relationship to help your student succeed. Now, as juniors, I do actually get to see some of your students come through my class either this year or next as I teach pre-calculus, which is a level that is after Algebra 2. So once your student passes Algebra 2, they'll usually come to me. That's typically how that'll go. Some students I already have. So if that applies to your student, then they are probably familiar with me and how I work in that class, and you might be able to see my other video on that as well. Now, let's talk about advisories, since that's what you're actually here for, right? So advisory to this year is a 15-minute period at the start of the day that basically sets up as a homeroom type class where they might engage in some wake-up type activities like small videos or discussion themes. As for me, I don't really have an issue with what I have with our class right now. We're still, just as energetic as always, as I usually like to call it. They are juniors now, though, so they do have to be a little bit more mature than I've held them to in the past, and I'll make sure to enforce that going forward as well. Some things to note are things that have changed, is that the dress code has changed a little bit. If you need information on that, I highly recommend looking at the guidebook, the Heron guidebook. That should be, your students might have that, or it can be found on the Heron webpage. Other than that, advisory is basically a time to gather your thoughts and prepare for the day ahead of us. Do maybe like a uniform check or a grade check, those kinds of things. And it doesn't happen on Fridays because of late start. Other than that, though, it's the same old advisory from before, where we just kind of chill, build a community, and hang out, and then I'll send them off to their day. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will definitely catch you if you have a student in my other classes. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day watching the other Meet the Teacher Net videos.